Welcome back. It's Brian Foote. Thank you for joining. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, and for those of you who are already subscribed, thank you. Remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and check out the links below. I have with me two good friends, two colleagues of mine, frankly, two people you should all get to know. I'll give you their nicknames. It's Trending Tiffany and Sunshine Sarah. They've nicknamed me Bottleneck Brian in our group, and we'll explain to you why. A bottleneck, we'll start with me. The bottleneck is, from an investing perspective, we're filled with different bottlenecks. One that I will tell you about is that as an entrepreneur and as a business person in the business of raising money for my investment partnerships, bottleneck that you will all have as small business owners, you need to break it. You never get to building lead lists, building outreach, or building sincere connections as investment managers. You need partners like Tiffany and Sarah that understand that. So I've talked to 21,000 of you on YouTube, and we're going to talk a lot more. Tiffany, tell us why we're calling you Trending Tiffany.
Absolutely. The reason why we call me Trending Tiffany is because what I do is keep up on the trends of what's going on that makes you guys successful. So whether it's, the polarization of politics today, even though we stay, from fighting about it, we definitely come together to create solutions in messaging to bring in clients. And the other thing is I stay up on the niches. So I definitely specialize in helping you find that right industry for a niche that you are comfortable in, and it may be multiple. But what we need to do is do that work together first to find out who you really like. And that's another thing that I do is I know who responds on LinkedIn, who doesn't. So I'm your direction. So if you tell me somebody that I know is like they never respond, I'm going to say, all right, let's look at somebody who might be similar to that does respond. So the reason that you call me Trending Tiffany is I just keep up on the niches that actually respond so that, as you said, you can get those booked meetings, which will increase your amount of sales, which increases your commission, and also gives you a consistent warm market if they don't reach back out. So that is the Trending Tiffany is I stay on top of who is trending to reach out to in niche wise, as well as what's going on and what's going to make us successful in our messaging. That way we can be more of a nerve striking emotional message rather than your markety salesy messaging that's out there now. I help you go through and find your voice in your marketing in a more personable manner.
Sarah, we're calling you Sunshine. Sarah, can you give us a bit of background as to how you picked up that nickname?
Um, Tiffany mentioned the word emotional there at the end, and that's where my gifts pick up. I have taken the time to learn more about behavior and decision making in humans, and so money decisions, decisions about your business, all kinds of things in life can really be emotional decisions without even realizing it. But if we stop and think for a minute, um, it's then we can start to sort out, are we making an emotional decision or do we need to sort out the emotions, look at the real data so that you can make a decision that is comfortable for your situation and for you. So I'm told that I am smiling a lot, and even though we might be working on tough problems or, stressful situations, it really helps to keep the mindset positive and constructive. So I think that's where I get my nickname is my focus is solution based always. Keep it constructive. And I think that's why you guys call me Sunshine Sarah. You're always saying that I'm full of sunshine. So there it is.
Absolutely. And Sarah, you hit on a really important part within our program is we do focus on human behavior. And that's something else that We walk you through and we talk about within our group sessions, how are our prospects acting and how can we be better? And we really come as a Knights of the Round Table. But that's one thing that we really help with, even our client base, is when they come in, we help them with time blocking and we implement steps to alleviate the overwhelm caused by the hectic sales schedule. And what I do is I promote a more harmonious work-life balance. And what it does is help you be the best that you can be, because then at that point you're filling your cup so that you can fill other people's cup. The most generalized, way that I can put it is if you don't fill your cup as a sales professional, you're not going to be able to sell your product because you can't fill anybody else's cup if yours is not. So I definitely like to get more of a better work-life balance. And that's where what we do is customize to each and every one. And that way we can time block for you on what works for you. And also your messaging, we bring your voice through. So what we really do here is not only do top-notch lead generation and sales coaching, but we also work you through every single pitfall, understanding that humans have emotion and that we're going to react to them. And we help you come back to, like Sarah said, that rational place of thinking, even if you're scared, okay, nobody answered me today. It's okay. Let's look at everything and see why. And okay, here's the obstacle. Now let's find the solution together. So we're definitely solution-based and results-driven lead generation and sales consulting firm, as we do guarantee that people are going to get results if they dig in and do the work, because that's the other part, is they need to be willing to dig in and do the work. Because I can give them the tools as much as I want to, but unless they're willing to put the energy in and the hard work in, just like you have, Brian, and just like Sarah has.
Mhm.
And I'm my own success story as well. This business was actually built on no loans. I did sell my car. That was the one thing. So I, didn't have to go out and get a job and had money flowing in so I could pay my bills. I took everything down minimalist and started this business. And I have never been more proud of what I'm creating, because what Sarah and I are going to create is not only success for anybody that comes into it, but we're also looking to help people be able to get a very versatile skill in jobs and bringing in client success managers. As right now in the United States, a lot of people are in need of work, and especially remote work. And that's a program that Sarah and I are putting a lot of focus in the program development area of how we're going to do that and bringing more people on as client success managers so that more people and more professionals can benefit from our services and our knowledge. And we'll pass that down to the people that we know, also giving them a very good, versatile skill in sales.
The process of somebody onboarding. I'm living proof. I've got to 7,000 nearly leads on LinkedIn, thanks to the work that you've done with me. But somebody just starting out, if you look at me a couple of years ago, how would you guys onboard somebody like me today, where I come to you with a true bottleneck? I say, I don't have enough leads and I don't have a good presence on LinkedIn. Walk us through the process of getting me from me 2 years ago, or someone like me, to a sales professional 2 years out with 6,000 leads and a full schedule.
So they are two completely different approaches, and you're absolutely right in pointing that out. So if you come to me and you don't have a LinkedIn yet, I can still help you. What I do is I help you create that LinkedIn on onboarding. And what we do in our first and second meetings is find your niche, get everything set so that then we can get messaging set and have you launched by our fourth meeting. That way you're already working on getting results at the very beginning of the 12 months that you work with me. Because it does take that 12 months to learn the system completely, because when you first launch and you're answering these LinkedIn leads that with our software and our program is more organized for you, it gets overwhelming. And so you need to know how to answer these to actually get that meeting. And that's where I come in and I help you learn how to answer them, how to follow up, how to put them in a warm network. How do you keep them warm at the same time of hitting the people that want meetings on ULink? So there's a lot of different steps within my program. that are very personalized and customized to each person and how they approach people. So on that, I have one-on-one sessions per week with everybody, plus 2 group sessions and soon to be 3 chances at group sessions, as not everybody can make the 2. So I want to give more options on possibly a Monday or Wednesday. So there's definitely a big need for this, as like Brian said, to fix those bottlenecks that happen. And here's the other thing is post-COVID, everything really has turned more virtual. If you think about it, people are buying houses, cars, everything off of their couch. So why would they not want to find their financial or insurance professional right on LinkedIn and be able to schedule something virtually instead of leaving their home, which they're now more prone to stay home because that's kind of what got hammered into them during COVID-19. So virtual is definitely the way of the future and the way that especially millennials and Gen Xers are going to want to be doing business. And those are really most of our ideal clients, unless it's Medicare or whatever. But then it's a little bit more old-fashioned because you're still dealing with baby boomers. But again, do you see how that goes with human behavior, which is something Sarah and I understand very well? So you need to understand the crowd that you're selling to in your niche and the age group as well, because each age group is different in the way that you're going to talk to them. So that's where it really helps to come to us and come into our program to be able to learn how to utilize not just LinkedIn, but things like alignable.com, things like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of these things can be used on every social media platform. And as we're doing right here on YouTube do podcasts. So that is something that we can definitely help people teach is how to get that market authority, even if it's just educating like you do in finances, in insurance, in IULs, in whole life insurance policies, whatever you feel the need to educate on. Podcasts are a great way to get your name and your word out there. And come into my program, and what I can do is teach you how to gain even more attention from them. But you have to come into our program for those little secret sauces.
We're not going to reveal the secret sauces, but we'll pivot to Sarah and ask her about your background and how you came to the program and how you've transitioned into someone who focuses on clients,
Yes,
having been one yourself.
absolutely. That's perfect timing, Brian. I I first met Tiffany because I came into her program, and so I can attest everything she said is true. And I just want to add, um, if you're feeling overwhelmed already, if you feel like we're not speaking your language, don't panic. What really happens is that Tiffany will walk you through step by step. She mentioned a lot of tools. Yes, we use tools. My background is in IT, so that's one of the reasons we've chosen to continue working together is because I have some more technical background to support her program and my business going forward. So, for the last 4 years, I've been in financial services. So I have this wonderful blend of experience in IT and financial services where people tend to get worked up and emotional, right? Like my app isn't working, we're talking about my money, what am I going to do? And that's where Tiffany's gifts plus my gifts really give the whole picture. You have someone you can ask questions to, someone who will be there for you and hold your hand no matter what you're facing. If it's your own business or you're making changes in your life and you're going to start your own business, I really just encourage if you're ever not sure, schedule a phone call and talk with somebody. That's the first step.
Absolutely. And you
And
can schedule with me by finding my website or even easier, LinkedIn. There is a place where you can book a call with me. And you can find my website right from LinkedIn as well. But that's going to be the easiest way to talk with us or reach out to any of us on LinkedIn, as you can find all of us there.
Mhm. And I'll put information in the show notes so everybody can see below how to get a hold of you. Um, what what is the ideal client for for what you do. I mean, I could give my own opinion. It's basically anybody who wants to increase their business, as I found. But what kind of person are you guys seeking? Who would this be ideal for?
We definitely specialize in financial and insurance professionals. My only qualifying is if they're willing to dig in and do the work. If they're wanting somebody to hold their hand, our program development is going in that direction, but we're not there yet. So we
Hmm.
will handhold, but at the same time, we do still have you do the work. We teach you, we show you, and then we have you do the work. So yes, there's handholding, but there's also a certain amount of, okay, this is how you do it, and I want you to do it for yourself so that you learn how to use this in the long term when you're not working with me every day anymore. And that is another thing that we do is, yes, we definitely hold your hand, but we're going to push you to learn this on your own so that when you're
Hmm.
on your own, you can actually work this long term and not go, oh, I'm not in Tiffany's program anymore and it's not working anymore. I teach you how to be able to not hit that pitfall and keep going with it even once you're done with my program. Or there's an option if
Hmm.
you want to work with me for the rest of your career, we definitely have that option as well.
Good. Yeah, my suspicion is that despite the fact that you guys teach people how to fish, they'll want to have you as their guide for more than just a few months. So it's just
Well,
my
and that's
Absolutely.
my
that's my
opinion.
favorite thing about this community that we're building right here, that you're building, Brian, is it doesn't matter if you call Brian or you call me or you call Tiffany. When we find out what your biggest rock really is, we can help you find the person that is going to fit with that situation.
Absolutely. And you guys can get a little bit more information. I do have a book in the works called The Provider Method. So when that comes out, I will definitely put something up on LinkedIn. And it's just a good little taste of what it's like to work with me and Sarah. And
Mhm.
I know Brian has told me before, if any of you ever have a question on what it's like to work with me, definitely reach out, message Sarah or Brian. What is it like
Mhm.
to work with her? What's her program like? But like I said, the onboarding process is pretty quick. We hit niching really quickly. We get your messaging done. And may I say, compliance approved for those of you that are wondering. I have insurance in my background, so I definitely understand compliance. And we do not launch until you are compliance approved. But once we have that approval, we get you launched and we get you making meetings immediately. That way you can then get through your sales process and start getting those commissions, okay?
All right. Well, ladies, it's always a pleasure to hang out with you both. To all of my subscribers, run to the links below, set up some time with Tiffany and Sarah. I can wholeheartedly endorse as someone who has gone from a few hundred LinkedIn connections to nearly 7,000 warm leads. This is the spot to be getting it. So
Absolutely.
hope
And
to
you
have
can
you.
get more from Sarah and I as well as we're creating a podcast about the virtual landscape of selling. So we would love to have you join us, and Brian will have you on there quite a bit with us as well. So I'm sure that
Sounds
they'll see you on my channel as well.
sounds good. All right, fantastic. Thanks for joining, guys.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Brian.
Thank you for having us.